Hello students. Now we are going to discuss about the part 2 of chapter 4 of 6th class, that is landforms of Andhra Pradesh. Dear students, in Andhra Pradesh there is an ancient tribal agricultural practice in the hilly regions called Pudu method. It is also called shifting or jumbing cultivation. In this method, the people clear a patch of forest land and use it to grow crops for a few years and later shift to some other place due to decrease in soil fertility. They cultivate jawar, maize, etc. in this method, but now it is not in practice. The huts on hilly areas are having large areas of backyards. They put up bamboo fence around the house. They level the land for their kitchen garden and add organic matter to make it fertile. Maize, vegetables like beans, gourd, chilies, etc. are grown here, which is the major source of their food and livelihood. The produce from the Pudu lands or from the kitchen gardens is not enough for the families to survive throughout the year. Therefore, collection of forest produce plays a vital or important role in their lives. There are no rivers or wells in this area. It is very difficult to dig wells in the rocky hills by the people. They fetch water from natural springs of small streams of downhill areas. Government has providing facilities for the people living in hill. Araku is famous for coffee production in the world from Andhra Pradesh. Dear students, do you know that the Chenchus are a tribal group practicing pre-agricultural mode of economy? Government of India recognized them as a particular vulnerable tribe. They have been the inhabitants of the Nallamalla forest area since times immemorial. Traditionally, they are hunter food gatherers. They spread over the districts of Kurnool, Guntur and Prakasam in Andhra Pradesh. The government has been putting in a lot of efforts to bring them into settled agriculture by supporting their agricultural activity. Government is also running a number of schools with residential facility for promoting education among their children. Government has also set up Integrated Tribal Development Agency, that is ITDA, with headquarters at Srisailam in 1989. Their oral literature is considered to be one of the most ancient records of human feelings and thoughts. Dear students, now we will discuss about the plateaus of Andhra Pradesh. In the plateau regions of Andhra Pradesh, the rainy season is from June to November. It rains very low and is also very unreliable. Drought is a recurring phenomenon. As the rainfall is low, farmers frequently lost their crops and the government declares some mandals as drought hit areas in the state of Andhra Pradesh. In this landform, only one crop will be cultivated in the Kharif or monsoon seasons. Millet crops like ragi, sama, varagu, korra, sorghum, etc., pulses and groundnut. Whenever irrigation facilities are available, paddy, sugarcane and orchards can be cultivated. The plateau area of Andhra Pradesh belongs to Eastern Deccan Plateau and the Rayalaseema region comes under this landform. This plateau region is located in low rainfall receiving region. Here we can observe low and uncertain rainfall, and many times rain failure is a common feature, so this area is drought prone region. As rainfall is low, the people of the plateau region have to store rainwater and use underground water. Long ago, the people of this region dug tanks to store the rainwater. Plateaus are suitable for such tanks because of natural depressions and small hill areas. While tanks store rainwater, wells help people to use underground water. In recent years, borewells are used for irrigation instead of open wells. It is very expensive to dig borewells in the plateau. Very few farmers can afford to invest so much money. Only 5 to 10% of farmers with considerable land have borewells. The rest depend on rainfall only. With the growing number of borewells, the underground water levels are also decreasing day by day. The farmers tried to repair and restore the tanks and spring channels to irrigate the lands. As water is scarce, some farmers started growing orchards of mango, sapota, sweet lime, etc. These orchards require water only in some season and give regular returns every year. Whenever the irrigation facilities are available, plantation crops like banana, papaya, guava, pomegranates are cultivated. Recently, farmers shifted to cultivation of commercial crops like groundnut and chilies instead of millets. Sometimes crops like sorghum, red gram, and maize are cultivated in groundnut fields as mixed crops. In order to tackle the diseases and to improve the soil quality, recently the farmers are changing to some new practices like contour bunding, organic farming, etc. Dear students, do you know that due to scanty rainfall and depletion of underground water, some parts of Anantapuram districts are facing severe water scarcity. Example, Rayadurgam and Kalyanadurgam areas of Anantapur. Finally, the soils of this region gets transformed to rocky soils and there is a threat of desertification. Now we will discuss about the plains of Andhra Pradesh. Plain areas are important for agricultural purpose because the alluvial soils are deposited as sediments. They are deep and fertile, and the flatness facilitates the mechanization of crop cultivation. On the other hand, they support grasslands which provide fodder for livestock. In Andhra Pradesh, two main rivers, River Godavari and Krishna, form a very big plain in the form of delta. The plains found in Guntur, Krishna and Godavari districts are famous for rich fertility and principal crops like paddy, sugarcane, chilies, turmeric, etc. In Guntur districts of Andhra Pradesh, uplands have clay black soils which are more suitable for cotton and chilies. Delta plains of Andhra Pradesh. The delta plains are treasure houses for food grains and are called the rice granary of South India. The underground water sources are very rich. The farmers of these areas changing their cropping patterns towards commercial and cash crops. The paddy monsoon crop is called Kharif and winter crop as called Rabi season. The plains of Andhra Pradesh are having famous lakes like Kolleru, the freshwater lake in West Godavari district, and Pulicat lake, the saltwater lake in SPSR Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh. Dear students, do you know that cash crop, it gives more income or profit to the farmer. It is also known as commercial crop, example groundnut, turmeric, sugarcane, etc. Food crop. Food crop is crop grown for consumption, that is paddy, millets, vegetables, etc. They are also sold for cash if they are surplus. Now we will discuss about aquaculture. The rearing of aquatic animals for food is known as aquaculture. Example fish, prawn, shrimp, crabs, etc. Recently, most of the farmers in coastal districts are shifting to aquaculture. Most of the paddy growing fields are converted into aquaculture ponds. The transformation resulted in water pollution and contamination of water ponds in paddy cultivated area. Students, now we will discuss diversity in lifestyles. We find all these landforms in different parts of Andhra Pradesh, and we can find diverse situations in different regions. Physical and climatic features determine the economic activities of a region. People living in the plains thrive on agriculture, while people in the coastal areas depend on fishing for their livelihood. Basket weaving, fishing, rearing of pigs, work in poultry and rice mills, etc. are the non-farming activities in plains, whereas sheep herding, charcoal batti making of cement bricks are in plateau regions. In hilly areas, rearing of animals and collection of forest produce like fruits, gum, honey, etc. is undertaken. Hilly landscapes are supported by favorable climatic conditions for the cultivation of coffee and tea. Bamboo is abundant in forest and they make baskets, etc. Paper mill agents employ the tribal people to cut bamboo and it gives good income to these tribal people.